Good morning, students of class 10. Let's continue our lesson. Welcome back to the classes now. So, in our previous class, we were talking about the writer was flying back to England. He was in his old Dakota plane, and he wanted the good breakfast at home, and he wanted to stay with his family members at home, and he wanted to reach home as early as possible. Now here are 7 points I've written. You go through this. The writer wanted to be with his family as soon as possible. Wanted to be with his family. He wanted to reach home as soon as possible, and he was flying over France. He called Paris control that he is approaching, and there was a reply that you must turn 12 degrees west towards England. And he turned his aeroplane 12 degrees west, and he was flying. Now he thought only about his home, everything was going well, and was thinking about a good English breakfast at home along with his family. It was an easy flight, there was no problem, it was an easy flight, everything was going well. Everything was going well in the plane. So he was looking outside and the plane was flying. Now, Paris was 150 kilometers behind when he saw the clouds right in front. As he was flying his plane towards England, right in front he saw clouds, dark clouds, and he passed Paris already. It was 150 kilometers behind when he saw the clouds. They looked like huge mountains, black mountains in front of his old Dakota. Right in front of his old Dakota, he saw a huge cloud. It looked like a black mountain. Then he began to think. He knew he could not fly over the clouds, or he cannot fly around the clouds, because he knew he had less fuel. There was less fuel in the tank. The last fuel tank was running. So he knew he could not fly over it or around the clouds, as there was less fuel in the tank. Just enough to reach England. But if he turns around the clouds or go over the clouds, the plane requires more fuel. So he cannot reach England. So he thought, for a moment he began to think. He thought he should go back to Paris, which is 150 kilometers behind. He thought of returning to Paris. But he wanted to get home early. He was thinking about his home and family. He wanted to get there early and wanted to have a good English breakfast. He was thinking about his breakfast and the family, and he thought that no, I will not return back to Paris. I will take the risk and go straight. He said, I will take the risk. He wanted to take the risk and flew his old Dakota aeroplane right inside the clouds, straight into the cloud. Storm. It was a stormy cloud. So he flew his old Dakota plane right inside the clouds. Once inside the cloud, when he entered the black mountain mountain, once inside the clouds, everything was suddenly dark and black. He could not see outside. Everything seems dark. It was impossible to see anything outside. Everything was very dark. And his plane twisted and turned in the storm, because that was a stormy cloud. So what happened after that, we'll learn in our next class. Now we have learned that he was flying to his home, towards his home in England, and he was flying just above France. He was flying above the countryside in France, and he turned his old Dakota 12 degrees west as he was informed by the Paris control room, and he was happy that he will be back home as soon as possible and have a good breakfast. At that time he saw the black clouds and he took the risk and he flew his old Dakota straight into the storm, the clouds. And what happened inside that? As he could not see anything outside, it was quite impossible to look outside or see outside, anything outside, and everything was black. So let's see what happened after that. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you for watching the video, and stay safe and study at home. That's all for today. Thank you very much.